how to define a rifle or pistol. Begin by putting the appropriate shooter into the shooter's window, and then coming over to the firearms area and clicking on the plus. Select whether it's a shotgun, rifle, or pistol. In my example, it's going to be a pistol. When this details dialog box opens, you begin by putting a name. In my case, I'm simply going to call it new pistol. And then we're going to come down and we're going to define some of the pistol details. We're going to start by how many inches or tenths of an inch is the barrel length. Then we're going to select the barrel twist length. And so if I open this window and look at what's in here, this first choice up here says that there's one twist in 18 inches. If I selected this, there's one twist in 17 inches, and so on down to the bottom. So if yours twist is not in there, then you can select custom. And when you select custom, you can put in a number here of exactly what that is. So since you had the options from 7 to 18, maybe this is 22.4, 0.3, put in whatever you want. Then the next thing you're going to select whether the twist direction is left or right. I'm going to leave right in there. And then you're going to select the caliber. So we have a pretty complete list of calibers that you can select from here. Dead time between shots is a time in seconds that you can put in here so that after you take the shot, if you're going to move the action of the gun creating noise, that the acoustic doesn't pick that up and fire your gun again because you're making noise. So perhaps it takes you with a bolt action rifle maybe 2 seconds to move the action again and get ready. Then you might want to put in here 3 seconds. And this simply then would be a time during which the acoustic pickup is not listening for what's going on within your rifle. The zero distance down here for the sights is in yards, is the distance at which your rifle or pistol is sighted in and is perfectly flat. Then the next is for bullet details, and so you can put in the exact muzzle velocity of the bullet that you're going to use. And then also you have the ballistic coefficient, which is a number that is produced by the bullet manufacturer of that particular caliber. And the numbers range anywhere from 0.1, as we have it here, up to about 0.5. And the higher the number in here, the more stable the bullet is as it flies and the less drop it has. So this is something that you're going to have to find out regarding the bullet that you're going to use. And that's all there is to filling out the rifle pistol details. When you click OK, and then up here you will now have that opportunity to select that new, in our case, pistol. So now Bob is ready to shoot the new pistol. Now that we've created a new pistol, let's go on and do the other things that we're going to need to do and then begin shooting. So I'm going to come over to Setup, come down to System Configuration, and I just want to mention here that the dimension that you have up here in Shooter to Wall, when you're shooting rifle or pistol, is going to be where your eye is in the room, how far it is from the wall. So if I'm going to stand back, in this case 144 inches, 12 feet from the wall, that's where, when I'm shooting my rifle or pistol, in this case pistol, my eye is going to be that far from the wall. That means that with my pistol I could either extend it at full arm's length and shoot the pistol, I can bring it down and shoot it at the hip, do anything that I want with the pistol, because this number up here is telling dry fire where the shooter's eye is in relation to the wall. So you won't have to do anything in here other than set that dimension based upon where you're going to stand and shoot. Then we're going to come up here to the upper left to File, and having the rifle and pistol add-on available in your green box, down here you'll find rifle and pistol targets. We'll click on that. And now let's go ahead and begin to go through the choices here. This is the target dialog box, and we're going to set 3 things relative to targets: the distance from the shooter to the target in yards, the target diameter in inches, and the target center above the ground. And right now I have set in here that the target is going to be 25 yards from the shooter's eye, that the target diameter is 24 inches, that's the biggest outside ring, and that the center of the target is going to be 50 inches above the ground. Then we come into an area where we're going to define some other things: shots per target, shot time limit, target time limit, shooter's eye height, and then we're going to get into the starting a new target. So let's see what we have here. Shots per target. If we check mark this, it's unlimited. If we uncheck mark it, then we can fill in how many total targets we're going to shoot. In shot time limit, if we check mark none, then there's no time limit on any of the shots. If we uncheck this, then we're going to fill in a number, and that's the time limit per shot. The next one, target time limit. If we have it check marked, there's no limit on the amount of time that it takes to shoot all the targets. If we uncheck mark it, then we can fill in exactly what the time limit is going to be. Shooter's eye height. So you're just going to measure from your eye to the floor and put that in here. Okay, and the next one is, how do we start the shooting sequence? Let's open this and see what the choices are. We can either select take a test shot, meaning that once we're ready to go, there's no laser on the wall, and all you have to do is shoot in the approximate area of where the laser will be, and that'll start your shooting sequence. We could select this one, which means that in order to start a shooting round, we're going to have to tap the space bar on our keyboard. The next one would be if we wanted to start the round by calling such as pull originally to get it going. We can do that with voice activation. And then finally, if we click on delay, let's do that. We're going to click on delay, and then notice that there's a window that opens up down here as far as the countdown time. So I'm going to demonstrate this one just so that you can see it. So once I hit OK, you would normally be ready to shoot, and since we have specified the delay method, notice what happens. See the 5, the 4, 3, 2, 1, and now you're ready to start shooting. All right, let me close that down and go back to where we were. And so this is the choices that you have each and every time that you're going to start a shooting session. So you're going to describe the target, both its distance, how big around it is, and how far the bullseye is above the ground. And then you're going to have choices on your shooting routine, how many shots that you want to take, and so forth. So normally, this is the way it's going to be done. So now I'm going to come back up here now and change this from delay to space bar. And then I'm going to click OK. And now here's what you're normally going to be seeing. So as you shoot, you're going to get a red hole punched somewhere, either within this target or outside the target. Anytime it's within the target, you're going to see exactly where it hit. And over on the left-hand side on the scorecard, you're going to get scored for that shot. And so if you strike the bullseye, the center, you're going to get an X. If you get within this ring, it's going to be a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, and on out to 1. Now, at this point is when I suggest that you align your pistol. So I'm going to come up here and click on Align. Picking up my pistol, 144 inches away. Taking an accurate shot at the laser on the wall. Clicking check to test it. And now, just like in shotgunning, there it is. Okay, so it's pretty close. I'm going to leave it at that. And when I click OK, now I'm ready to start shooting. And the only thing I have to do down here is, because I selected this, I'm going to touch the space bar to start the round. And then you'll notice that a timer starts. And that's just a total timer, since I haven't limited us to any particular time. So here's the first shot. Notice that it was down in the 2 ring. Up in about the 8 ring. All right, that should give you a pretty good idea. You can see all of the places that we hit the target with red dots. Over here we had a 2, an 8 ring, a 9 ring, a bullseye, a 2, a 4, an 8, a bullseye. And so that's the scores. Whenever, in this case, you're ready to stop because nothing was limited, you didn't say there was a total number of shots, you're simply going to come up here and click on Finish, and that'll be the end of your round.